Okay, so today is gonna be a bit different video. I will be talking about my talent build on my Artillerist. So to get an understanding of why I'm building why I am, you have to know that I've been playing World of Warcraft for like 15 plus years.
Nice.
Nice.
First try.
Started back in 2004 or 5.
Just stay alive, stay alive, stay alive. Don't.
Yes.
Started raiding in Wrath of the Lich King and started doing endgame content like Mythic and Heroic or whatever it was back then.
Shush, guys, we're fine. We are fucking kosher.
My 7.
This is 6. Kill him!
We fucking did it right!
In Warlords of Draenor and all the way up to what was that expansion? The one we just had, the Shadowlands. Did Mythic up to Shadowlands, did Mythic Sylvanas, and then I quit for Lost Ark.
Let's loot some mythic crits, crit vest.
Yes.
Oh
my
god, Jesus
Why
Christ.
must it be us?
Oh my god.
So I played Lost Ark a week after the release. Yeah, pretty much. And that's just to get some backstory on why I'm choosing why I am. So the things I've noticed during raiding throughout my years in World of Warcraft is you tend to wipe on bosses when people do two different things. They either do the wrong thing, which is not to do the mechanic or something else, or when they're trying to overperform and like trying to push out some damage so they miss out on the stuff they were supposed to do. So the builds I'm always trying to do is doing the bare minimum and then see how high you can push it up while still having good survivability, pretty much. Combat skills. So the abilities I'm using on my Artillerist is, first of all, the pressure heat bomb. It's just like damage. Honestly, most of my build set is from Max Roll. I will put a link down below to this build. And then I made some certain tweaks around that build. So most of it is just taken right off the Max Roll website. Yeah. The same with the runes. I haven't changed much. There is a slight difference with my runes, and that's because I am indeed barricade build. So all my abilities does 16% more damage if I have a barrier up. So to not rely 100% on the support, I also have some what is it called? There are protection runes in some of my cast abilities, like multi-rocket launchers. Another difference in between me and Max Rule's build is that I am using Napalm Shot. Do I actually have teleport? Oh, we actually do have talent points enough here. Let's do that for now. So I'm also using Napalm Shot. Instead of, Instead of Enhanced Shell. Enhanced Shell has a lower cooldown, which means it helps you keep up the adrenaline buff. And it gives like minus armor to your team. But I still think Napalm Shot overall is better. Like, you usually don't drop adrenaline that often anyway. And Napalm does so much work. Like, it does weak point, it does stagger, and it does counter. Like, 3-in-1 ability. Like, it's too good to pass out on. Plus, a lot of the newer bosses can be like staggered without like the stagger boss, so you like pseudo stun them. So Napalm helps a fuck ton with that. What else is sort of different in my build? I think that's pretty much it. I rely pretty heavy on energy field, so when I do my rotation, I always start out with popping energy field, because that's 16% damage to all my spells, having that up. Then I use homing barrage, I use air raid, then I usually pop 2 to summon turrets and then pressure heat bomb, and then end off with a multi-rocket launcher. Then depending on how much the boss rotates and so on, I will use napalm and swing in between, and then do the rotation over. And then I just pop my jump into my wheelchair or turret when when I kind of feel like it. It's a good time. For the Awakening ability, I don't really care for either of them. Like, I think they're both bad. For the Firepower build, which I am, is I think it doesn't really matter which one you're using. You're kind of just using your Awakening to get enough meter to jump into a turret to regain mana or anything else. So your Awakening is not the biggest like DPS gain, it's just more to make sure that you have more uptime on your turret. Sometimes I will withhold my my Awakening because I can see I cannot gain any meter if I just jump into my turret. Then you have some downtime without the Barrage Enhancement build. Yeah, so withhold the Awakening ability. Another thing that I think I'm a bit different with Max Rolls build is I am the Salvation build. I think most people are going to be Salvation in the future. I'm not sure. I don't Google much about Lost Ark. I play what I want. And I just do what I think is logical. And I thought from the start this item set is the most logical to do for most stable damage. In all my years of World of Warcraft, when you see percentile damage increase with no downtime and extra crit, you take it no matter what. Like, I don't know why people go for the mana set or whatever it's called, the Nightmare one, over Salvation. Cannot see how this is not the best set overall. Gems, I tried to go for gems, or full level 10 gems, but I have prioritized Energy Field on cooldown reduction for the first one, because that's the ability I want up most of the time. Again, it makes you stay alive, it makes you push immune, so you can get your spells off, like you have long cast times on your abilities, and it's just extra damage for my Barricade build. Also, Barricade build is very cheap. Very cheap. So, if you want a cheap Firepower enhancement build, go Barricade build. Yeah. But I'm trying to build my character as much to, like, you need to hit the bare minimum of damage, but you also need to stay alive at all time. I think Barricade build is the most optimal for that sort of mindset when playing Artillerist. I don't really like Barrage build because a lot of bosses nowadays have high movement and you're kind of stuck in your turret. So I prefer going Firepower enhancement for sure, and then use the turret ability when you have like opportunities where you know they're like gonna be standing still or they just did high movement, so you know they will probably stand still for the next 5 to 10 seconds to get some damage in. I hope this cleared up some of your confusion with my build, or explained to you how my build works and what I'm going for. If you have any question, you can always ask down in the comments below, or send me a message or something like that. Like, I'll be more than happy to explain why my reasoning is for what I'm doing. Mostly it's just looking up guides. I don't really care to like look out for the stats myself and so on. It's more like player feel and like what seems like the logical solution to an issue I have with the build and so on. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed.